Today we begin a journey from the city of Shenzhen to the futuristic city of Chongqing, passing through many viral places that have become popular in recent years. And these places are off the traditional route that tourists usually take, like Shanghai, Beijing, and so on. I think it's an alternative route that's going to be very interesting and that many of you could take. We're going to show you how to do it from scratch, including the stations you need to visit, the hotels you can stay at, and the most interesting attractions which often aren't in traditional tourist guides. But this trip starts at the train station, where we'll take a 2.5-hour train to get to the city of Yangshuo. We took the train from Human because it's closer to our house, but if you're in downtown Shenzhen, the closest is Shenzhen North Station. Ah, that's crazy. Look at the giant clock they have there at the entrance with the flag, so there's no excuse to be late. It's a strange feeling to come back as a tourist, and it's incredible to think that we lived here for a whole year. We called this place home, and it still feels like we never left, but look at this. Just look.
Yangshuo is a surreal place. I've always said that this station is the most amazing station I've ever seen in my life. This is a sample of what engineering can do. Look at the place we're in.
This will be our first time making a video in Yangshuo as tourists. And now we're really going to explore it in depth, because when we lived here, we never really allowed ourselves to explore it. For us, returning here meant relaxing and finding calm again. And this is going to be the first time we come with the intention of exploring it thoroughly, especially because gas is coming. Welcome to Yangshuo. First, don't accept taxi offers. Second, put on your mask like hers to avoid sunburn. The sun is brutal. The next step is to take the bus here. If you'd prefer, you can take one of the cars offered by the gentleman behind me. You have to negotiate the price and make sure he doesn't take other people, or if he does take other people, he can charge you less. But what I recommend is to walk to the left towards the bus station, where they'll charge you 5 yuan to get to the town of Xingping. It's the first stop of the day, and if you want to go straight to Yangshuo, you can take a taxi that would charge you about 50 yuan. From the entrance of the station, you just have to walk to the left, and down here is the bus that charges 5 yuan. It's the best option.
5 yuan per person.
We're arriving at Xingping station, and if you have a lot of luggage like us, don't worry. There's a place to leave your things as soon as you arrive. And China is an extremely safe country, so there's no problem. They'll charge you 10 yuan per backpack and per suitcase, but if you have a lot, they'll give you a group rate. You can also rent an electric scooter here. In our case, we got 2 scooters for 50 yuan. And it's quite convenient, because that way you can go around the village. Here is our steed for the day. Welcome to Xingping. This is a place with 1700 years of history, and it used to be a fishing village where people had very unique ways of getting their food. Instead of using rods and nets, they trained cormorants, which are very intelligent birds, to help them bring back the fish. But we'll see those later. What you need to know is that the town of Xingping is a small district located 40 kilometers from Yangshuo, and that it used to be the main attraction. That's why it's so close to the bullet train station. And if people came specifically to this place, it's because this is where you'll find the landscape that inspired the 20 yuan bill. And that's exactly where we're headed, because you can't leave without taking the 20 yuan photo. Look, there are a lot of vendors. You see, they sell fruit, all kinds of fruit.
It reminds me of the vibe when you're arriving at a beach in Mexico, and several kilometers before, on the road you start to see people with little stands selling fruit or selling hammocks.
The river is ahead. It's best to stop here. Parking is free.
How nice! Free service for tourists. Let the adventure begin if it hasn't already started for me.
Here you have everything you need. If you're hungry, you can come and stop for a snack. They have the little fish from the river. Which river is the one up ahead?
It's the Lijiang River.
Are these little fish good?
Of course, Blondie.
Is the crab from the Lijiang River too?
That's right.
Here they have fish, crabs, shrimp.
Grasshoppers?
Do you want guess? What is that?
Our local fruit, we have blueberries, peaches, cucumber. If you don't buy it, you're afraid of success.
I believe you.
Hello?
Hello, young man.
Hello, 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 hello. Do you speak English, ma'am?
No, I can only say hello.
Don't worry, just hello is enough, ha ha ha. People are very friendly. I already want to return. We're crossing the river now since all attractions are on the other side. It's just 5 yuan to cross. Outside, people offer to guide you to all the sites for the day and we're charging us 60 per person. I don't think it's expensive, but we have to see what happens if we go on our own. Is this where they sell tickets? Do a lot of foreigners come around here?
Yes, daily. Your Chinese is excellent.
What do you mean? Thanks. This beauty can actually be dangerous, because while we were here we had to go through a couple of brutal floods where we saw the entire downtown filled with water.
It was all crazy because this flood happened because the river overflowed first in Huali, and since they needed to drain the city, they opened the floodgates and the water flowed toward Yangshuo, which is downstream from Huali. We ended up almost swimming in river water.
How beautiful. Across the river they're making lovely stone turtles that make me feel so tender. I once gave one to Noelia. Do you still have it, Fur?
I think so.
I think she already lost it.
No, I 100% have it.
Now guess, maybe you're wondering why did we cross the river? For the same reason as the chicken? Because from here you can see 9 horses. And if you can find... No, I swear to you. The legend says that if you can find the 9 horses that are here, you will have good fortune forever. But if you can't find them, the greatest misfortunes will await you and will be spread over 9 years. I spent most of the day searching for the horses, but eventually found them.
Do you believe this liar?
It's pretty clear. I've already seen one that fast. I've already seen one.
This looks like an episode of Dora the Explorer. Can you find the 9 horses? Have you seen them yet?
Now we made a stop to see something very typical of the area, which is cormorant fishing. You can't see fishing in every season, but you can always find the fishermen who nowadays have become more like models than fishermen, since most people come looking for them to take a picture with them and their birds. And just like many other areas in China, the industry here has shifted from fishing to tourism. It's gotten to the point that there are girls who come from all over the country in their traditional dresses to do photo sessions that last up to an hour. We've visited several times to see the activity, but they said it's now just a show and no longer actually done. It's not needed anymore. They earn more from the photos than from fishing. That's why they now spend most of their day lying on the riverbanks, waiting for the hundreds of tourists who come every day. Because they charge about 20 to 30 yuan per photo, and if people come in groups, they charge even more so they can make 500 yuan on a good day. While with fishing, they might not even make that much. And this is the reason why so many people come to this village. The photo on the 20 yuan bill, which... Do we have a 20 yuan bill with us? I think nowadays finding a 20 yuan bill is a bigger challenge than coming all the way here. Since most things are digital and people pay by phone, you rarely see one. But I hear you can buy them here, so let's check the price. Hello, do you have 20 yuan bills? Should I just transfer it to you?
Scan here. Are you American?
How lucky. I'm not from America, I'm from Mexico. We don't get along well with them.
Neither do we.
Well, then we can be friends. On holidays, this line goes out of the parking lot. We've seen it wrap all the way around and people are willing to wait for hours just to take this picture. And that's very much in line with the Chinese travel system, which is called Daka. Daka means to check in. Wherever you go, you have to take the traditional photo of the area to be able to say you were there. Here is the legendary 20 yuan bill, but our bill is already gone because we had to give it to the young man. Hello, these are the famous cormorants. They're beautiful, their eyes are green, and they have a great storage capacity. Because they keep the fish in their throat and return them to the fishermen. But the most interesting thing is the way they are trained to learn how to fish, since a cord is tied around their necks tight enough so they can't swallow the fish, but not tight enough to kill them. And since the birds can't swallow the fish, they learn that every time they return to the boat, the fisherman feeds them with smaller pieces, and they are very loyal animals. They claim they don't escape. Is that true? That's for you to decide. We move forward a few meters and realize that there's another spot where you can also take a picture. It's hard to tell which spot is official. People here claim it's this one, others say it's that one. Honestly, they both look similar and could be inspired. In other parts of Yangshuo, there are many similar areas. If you ever wondered how the legendary Chinese bridges are built, here's your answer. Here we see the scaffolding. And interestingly, in this part of China, bamboo is used a lot, which is usually much stronger than metal scaffolding. And the thing is, bamboo has the advantage of being flexible. And even today, they still use it to build huge buildings. Probably all of these that you're seeing here in front of you were built with the help of bamboo. We're already at the old town entrance, which is being renovated, but this is what I wanted you to see. The town is beautiful. It really stands out from many others because of the mountains you can see in the background. Traditional architecture was once built with adobe, but over time they've switched to this type of brick. What do you think, Gas? This must be the most epic Chinese pizzeria in the world. And that's the thing, because of the arrival of so many international tourists, they've opened cafes, pizzerias, salad bars, and those kinds of things that we foreigners like. It really is interesting how places adapt to the tastes of tourists, because before, not even local tourists used to come here. And now, when we go to downtown Yangshuo, you'll notice that here you can find all kinds of food, from kebabs and burgers to pizzas and Italian pasta. And I find it really curious because we live in Shenzhen, which is considered one of the most international cities in the country and near where we live. They don't even sell burgers. I love this town because there are more than 50 historic buildings. And that's because Xingping was a very important military and commercial post, which prospered thanks to the trade of salt, rice and silk during the Ming and Qing dynasties. You can find the name of the town everywhere. Here it says Xingping and over here it says Yangshuo. As I mentioned before, these towns are very prone to flooding, and that's why here they have a sign that shows how high the water has reached on other occasions. For example, in 2019 it was 124.5 centimeters, but in the worst cases it has reached up to 125.5 centimeters.
We're now on our way to our hotel. It took us 50 minutes from Ping. I'm really happy because I found a very unique hotel on the internet. It's amazing. This is what's around us. Take a good look at this street, because you won't believe it when I show you where we're going to stay. I'll just tell you that it's like something out of a fairy tale. Welcome to the Yangshuo Yulong River Castle, or in Spanish, the Yulong River Castle in Yangshuo. The rooms, from what I saw, are great. In fact, this hotel has one of the area's top ratings. What a gem. Look, let's see. Room number 1. Oh, how lovely.
I'm amazed by the interior of this hotel, because I haven't told you how much this costs, but you won't believe it. And look, the view is luxurious.
I don't know if this is the worst room. Maybe there are even better rooms. Next room. It has a little living area here. It has a balcony. I have to say that even though Yangshuo is a very popular tourist destination, you can find super affordable hotels, and this is the perfect example. And here is the third room, which she's showing us, and it's amazing. Look at the bed, how beautiful, the furniture. I feel like this really looks more like a Disney castle. This hotel, no matter where you're looking from, the views are stunning.
I only have one thing to say about this hotel.
And it's that I'm finally going to fulfill my dream of being a princess living in a castle. Since Max still hasn't been able to see the hotel, I've decided that I'm going to welcome him dressed as a princess and show him the room where we're going to stay, because I really want to see his reaction. Greetings! Welcome to the distant land of the Yulong River Castle.
I can't believe it. What is that thing? You look very beautiful. Please, miss, go up to your room.
Thank you. See you later, subjects. Now I will lead you to your chambers.
Yes. No, man, this is epic. I'm freaking out. Oh, it's just a normal room, right?
It's not very cool.
I thought I was gonna see like a goblin or something. Oh, Neverland.
The pool is on the 6th floor.
6th floor? It looks cool. No. Good morning from paradise. Yesterday we arrived in Yangshuo, where we spent a year studying Chinese. This time, to take good care of Gas, we brought him to a unique and very cheap castle hotel. The room cost us 240 yuan, which is about 700 or 800 Mexican pesos, but the rooms are huge. Throughout the day, we're going to take them to our favorite places in Yangshuo, to our favorite restaurants, the places where we used to swim in the river, so you can see what it was like to live here and you can walk around and learn how to do it. We're leaving the castle and I want you to see the number of hotels, gardens and luxurious restaurants that have opened up in the area. Many years ago, this was also a fishing village, a village of farmers who worked in agriculture. But once foreigners started coming to this area, a lot of money came in. And this place started to grow very quickly and filled up with hotels that originally catered to Western tastes. So many restaurants started selling pancakes, eggs with bacon, English breakfasts, and so on. And many young people and Chinese entrepreneurs realized that if they learned English, they had many more opportunities and practically tripled their income overnight. And that's the case with the owner of the school where we studied Chinese. He came from a very distant city because he heard that there were many foreigners here with whom he could practice English. So he came here. He started studying English every day, listening to the radio, and later became a tour guide. What he never imagined is that from this, a series of events would unfold that would end with him opening an English school. Because there were many other young Chinese people who wanted to come and learn. And this was the perfect place to do it, because it was one of the few places that had full-time foreigners. It's incredible how quickly China is developing. When we left, the streets were much narrower, but now that we've come back, we've noticed that they've widened them, that they've finished shopping centers, and that they've built new hotels. In a way, that's very good for the local people, because they're getting a lot more money. But on the other hand, it's also true that the authenticity of a village lost among the mountains is starting to fade. But well, if it benefits the locals, it's perfectly fine by me. And this is our favorite place, and it always has been. It's where we used to come every weekend for breakfast. And I think now you'll understand why. Welcome to Tea Cozy Cafe. It's amazing. From the entrance, you're amazed by its gardens and architecture. Noelia and I used to come here every weekend. We would lie down here on the lounge chairs that, interestingly, nobody uses. So we would stay here, have breakfast while swimming, and take a picture. And all for the modest price of a breakfast is 45 yuan for a basic breakfast, but what makes it cheap is that you're having breakfast here. Here they have a lotus flower field that is at its peak during the summer, and it makes this place look amazing. And here you have a view of the back of the hotel, and it's incredible that the owner did the design and construction. He's a great guy, and he's also involved in many projects that benefit the community. For example, he's setting up a rural school about an hour from here, in a small village. The goal is to attract tourism to help the village grow and give locals a chance to start their own businesses, as he did. I'm impressed that people travel here in electric cars, and many locals drive them too. As mentioned, green license plates indicate electric vehicles. For example, this is a Wuling, one of the smallest cars in China. Prices start at 30 to 40,000 yuan, with both used and new models available for 40 to 50,000 yuan, depending on the model. They are very cheap cars that young people can afford. Noelia loves them and says it's her dream car. There are many places here to charge, encouraging people to travel nationwide. This is the typical image of Yangshuo. What you're going to find all over the internet are the little bamboo rafts with the wonderful views going down the river. Hello.
Do you speak Spanish?
Yes, do you? Where are you from?
From Colombia. Are you from Mexico?
From Mexico?
Where did you rent the motorcycle?
Anywhere. Look, they rent here, there, 30 a day. Don't let them rip you off.
Everything is so cheap, isn't it?
Yes, it's super cheap. The country is affordable. Invite your followers. Yes, always, because we make videos here and it's been hard. Traveling here is easy.
It's easy for us. You join a tour with a guide and aren't bothered. But on the 10th, we start traveling alone through southern China, which is a bit scary.
Yes, but that's the most fun part. Getting lost is part of the experience, right?
He likes getting lost. And have you gotten lost?
We already live here. Oh, do you live here? Yes.
I haven't met Spanish speakers living in China before. How did you end up in China?
I had a job at a cardboard box company, and then we started making videos, and that became our job, so it's been nice.
That's awesome!
Have a great time, and if you need anything, check the channel.
We'll keep following you.
Have a great time. Goodbye.
I remember asking if traveling here was hard, and you said it was super easy. I thought, wow, that's because we're on a tour. And I said, oh, okay, you're on a tour, it's not hard, but you can get lost sometimes, and if you don't speak Chinese, well, it can get pretty fun and entertaining.
It requires an adjustment period, but once you get used to it, it's much easier. Even here in the most remote areas, they sell you your house with 5G and they're advertising it everywhere.
Until recently, it wasn't in this part of China, but now it's everywhere. We stopped at a house that's practically on the outskirts of Yangshuo because I found it very interesting how people here have their electric chargers. You wouldn't expect to find that kind of thing around here, right? And just look at where we are. There are just a few little hotels, so people's houses, the orchards, and that's it. And now we're heading to a river that has a very beautiful bridge from which Noelia and I were going to dive, but it's not very well known by tourists. We're arriving at the secret bridge. As you can see, we're far away from all the tourists here. For example, we really enjoy jumping off this bridge. From that one over there, which may not seem very high, it feels scary once you're on top. I love it, especially now that it's not tourist season. The river is so clear you can see all the rocks below. There aren't any locals here, so we have the river to ourselves. Oh, they just arrived. My friends are about to join in.
Jump, jump!
They're daring each other to jump or not to jump. Now we're going to climb the Auspicious mountain. They say that whoever climbs it will have good luck for the rest of the year, and that's where its name comes from, Ruizan, which means the Auspicious mountain. Fortunately, there's a cable car, since after everything today we don't have much energy left. They say it's worth going up, though I find the ticket a bit pricey. They usually cost 220 yuan, but we paid 200 since we booked through the hotel. Sometimes there are promotions if you ask. Cable cars are increasingly popular in China, with some being truly spectacular. The best one we've ridden is at Huashan, which I highly recommend if you haven't visited. We'll leave the link down below so you can watch the video.
Wow, this is really, really cool.
I also love that it has background music, right? Like, oh. No, it really looks wild. You don't realize how tall it is until you go past that mountain. Since we're here, let me tell you that these aren't mountains, they're karst formations that were formed over millions of years. And that's because this used to be the ocean, and when it dried up, with erosion and the movement of tectonic plates, these mountains started to stand out, which we could call protrusions of Mother Earth, and there are a lot of them. Look, you can see the peaks in every direction because some are much taller than others. And they used it intelligently to put the cable car there. We hadn't done it before. We had heard about the experience, but it always seemed like a tourist trap to us. But honestly, being here, I can tell you it's totally worth it to get this view.
It's a different perspective. We usually view this from below.
One of the reasons we didn't come up was because they said it's always full of tourists and you can't even take a picture. But the good thing about coming on a working Friday right after a long weekend is that there aren't that many people. In fact, all the cable cars that are passing by are empty, and I have hope that we can take some really nice pictures.
Actually, you can see this landscape with the karst formations in other parts of this province. But the thing about Yangshuo is that if you look at the way the formations appear, they're very steep, like mounds that rise out of the ground. There are many of those kinds close together, which is why Yangshuo is so famous.
And we already told you that yesterday, but the local sport is finding shapes in the mountains. They like to sit and see if it has the shape of an elephant, the shape of a camel. In fact, there are many very famous ones which are usually seen better from the river. That's why they like the bamboo rafts. The guide says, this is the camel, the elephant, the rainbow. What shapes do you see? I've spotted 3.
How many intoxicating drinks did you have? Because I don't see any shapes.
And even the traditional clothing of the minorities has made it here so you can take a picture with the spectacular view. Renting one of these is usually inexpensive. Here, it costs 100 yuan for the clothes and 30 yuan for the photo. But if you want, the premium service costs 398 and includes 8 photos. There's a very, very beautiful view from anywhere in this scenic area, and they also have restaurants. You, if you want, can come here, order something to eat, and sit here to watch people cross the glass bridge, which, by the way, is free. They just told us it's included in the ticket. And later we're going to cross the Bridge of Good Fortune to get to the top, where we'll be able to see the sunset. And they say there's nothing more beautiful than a sunset from the Mount of Good Fortune. Here they have a glass bridge that goes right along the mountain. They say it's an intense experience because this is what you see below. Not everyone dares to try. Do you have the guts or don't you care? From here, you can appreciate the marvel of engineering. See how the tunnels cut through the mountains? There are so many like that. Just imagine building a highway here. The number of mountains and karst formations they have to go through is something really new. In fact, Yangshuo was almost isolated throughout its history until foreigners started to discover it, and then tourism began to arrive. And that's when it got connected with first-class roads. What do you think of this mountain, Ned? What shape do you see in it? No?
It's the part of the road.
I see it as the shape of a dinosaur lying down.
Well, you have to try to put the answer in the comments, and after a few days I'll post it there. What shape do you see in this mountain here? We have to put on these slippers so we don't scratch the glass bridge and keep it clean, because that's essential for you to be able to get scared. These are Furphy's little shoes. I feel cozy. Are you scared, Gas? Are you scared, Furphy?
Nah.
This is where the scary part starts.
To the burger, she fell.
This is like Squid Game, where you don't know which one of these is going to fall. That's how it looks from the glass bridge. The truth is, if you don't look down, it's fine, but once you start looking down and really thinking about what it means, it starts to weigh on you. Your dance fits perfectly with nature's sounds. I was quietly listening to the birds, the crickets. The only thing that interrupts the sound of the birds is my fan, which now they make with air conditioning when you turn it up all the way. And no mountain will ever be an obstacle again. Take this, Furphy. What's that?
What needs to dry the most? Why is it so hot, humid, and sweaty? Anyone who comes here needs either a fan or a change of clothes, preferably both.
Well, after a lot of trouble, we're finally reaching the bridge. The view from here is wonderful, but I imagine it doesn't compare to what we're going to see all the way up there. And it's precisely these ribbons that give the mountain its name, because people come here with their deepest wishes. For example, this one here says Chen Ti Jian Kang, which means health, and this one over here says Ji Xiang Ru Yi, which means good luck and abundance. And it's also interesting that here they sign with their names or their family names, and of course you can buy all kinds of ribbons here. For example, Ye Yu Cheng, which means may I succeed in my work. Is this a money amulet?
It's for love.
So if I don't have a wife, do you recommend I put this on?
You know, this is better for finding a partner.
So we're helping my friend find a partner in China? Gas, we already have the perfect ribbon for you. Here, use it to find a partner.
Isn't it one of those where you make a wish and then it twists it a little on you?
This is a Chinese wish. This one won't fail you. This is one of the good ones. If it's to find a partner, can I buy it for him?
He has to pay.
I want to give you this Sun Guizi. It's so you can have children.
This one is really cool.
We actually wanted to buy her the one that says, may you have children soon, but she says she doesn't want to have kids. Is it $1.40? We also want a marriage one, but not one about having kids. Which one do you recommend?
Sweet love for a lasting marriage.
But our love is already very strong. I want money here.
Then this one.
And for health?
Here it is.
So you take care of the money and I'll take care of the health.
You need the money.
For me, it's about health.
Everyone must write their name.
They're going to say I'm an opportunist, that I'm acting like Teresa.
But you already have health and love, and I'm missing health. And Gas is missing love. We're the Triforce. Does the name have to be written in Chinese?
In Chinese or Spanish, whichever you prefer.
They say you can write it in English, but using Chinese increases your chances. Honestly, after seeing the bridge and what the Chinese have done here, I'm sure our wish will come true. So, it's best to improve our odds of success in these situations. It's good that I have the right app. It's called Playco, and here I can press play and it shows me how to write each of the characters. It's been very useful for learning Chinese, though I admit I've been lazy about writing.
It turned out well, it's fine.
I mean, yeah, it turned out the same for me.
A Chinese person would understand you.
There it is. It's done, kind of ugly, but oh well, my handwriting is bad in Spanish too. How often do they take them off?
After a year.
If I come back in a year, will they still be there?
Yes.
If you notice, some boards have bells and some are much prettier. I asked if they saw a difference, but they said no. The good one is the one you feel in your heart, the one that attracts you. So what we have to do now is hang it up with a lot of faith and ask for it as if we really believed it was going to come true. They said that in the middle is where there are fewer. This bridge really looks wonderful. I have to say, we came on the perfect day to take pictures because this place during the holidays would normally be full of people lining up to take a photo. Like the one Gas is about to take right now, I want you to tell your future partner that you were here wishing for her and that thanks to this ribbon,
You'll need to come back with me so we can make another wish together.
Whoever you are right now, we're here and you have to come here to propose to Gas. If we hadn't come here, you wouldn't exist and never would have met him. So Gas, where will you hang it so they can find your thread? Something tells me that if there are fewer here, it's because maybe the wind takes them away after a while, right? Like they're more exposed. Right now, if you are interested in Gas, you can leave your Instagram or Facebook here. Gas will get in touch with you. This will have been the world's most epic love. What you don't know is the series was all about finding a partner for Gas.
My ribbon is about money. I feel like you can hear a bit from the burger.
No, it's about career success. It depends on how you phrase it. This refers to success in your professional career and attracting abundance.
I didn't finish university, it didn't work out.
We make videos to support Furfi's career, like this video to help him succeed. Without this career and your support, we couldn't be here sharing our wish.
Thanks for your likes and comments.
I'm going to hang mine here, intertwined with Furfi's. And in my case, I wished for health because lately I've been having some health issues. I think if you've been following us for a while, you've probably seen that I had stomach surgery, and it's a problem that, although it's under control now, I have to keep it in check. Something we all need is to take better care of our health because we're not getting any younger. So here's my wish, and I hope it comes true for us. See how beautiful, Furfi, our names together forever. We're almost at the top. This climb has been tough. Wait, we're not there yet. Do you think we could get up there by helicopter? It looks like a helipad. Even from here, the view is amazing, but we're not there yet. The bridge and the other glass bridge are already behind us. These signs are all over China. This one, for example, says, "I knew you were coming, that's why I was waiting for you at Ruishan, the mountain of good fortune." Maybe one day you'll read this sign and say, "I saw it on Max and Noelia's channel. Everyone should visit here at least once in their life." This peak is known as Ruiyunding because it means the summit of the Rui clouds, the summit of the clouds of abundance. And at the top, there's a natural observation platform that offers 360-degree panoramic views over the Li River Valley. And you can see the karst peaks and the clouds that often surround the summits. This peak is formed by an eroded limestone plateau with formations that look like natural sculptures. And some of the rocks have shapes that the locals associate with mythological animals. But besides its name, it's said that ancient Taoist monks meditated here to achieve immortality. But my question is, how the hell did they climb up? Because back then I imagine they didn't have a cable car or all these stairs, so they had to do it by climbing or finding little paths around here. Because as you can see, karst formations aren't like mountains where you can find natural paths. Those monks must have been in really good shape. There is Mr. Sun who is taking our wishes to a better place who will make them come true for us. For me, health. For Noelia, wealth. And for Gas, a partner. Gas, what do you want to say to your partner now that you found them?
We still have to find her.
No, you've already found her. Gas, remember how wishes work. The last ray is coming, Gas man. Give her a quick message.
I'll wait for you in China, in Jiangsu. See you, 2026.
We're arriving at Western Street, also known as Shiji in Chinese. That's how it got its name. Precisely because of all the foreigners and backpackers who came to the city of Kualin in the 1980s when the country opened up. Back then, travelers didn't have the internet, YouTube, or social media to find interesting destinations. Instead, they relied on magazines that they shared with each other. And in those magazines, what was known back then as the Banana Shake Trail became popular, which was included in a very famous portal that talked about China. So they all started to arrive and eroded what has now become the Western Street, because it was precisely on this street where they set up all their businesses. But with the arrival of local tourism, the foreigners have gradually left, until now only the students of Omeda and their humble servers remain. That sign up there, which looks very nice, is completely new. We never saw it when we were living here, and apparently the area has grown a lot in tourism. Keep in mind that we arrived when the country was just reopening after the pandemic restrictions, and today it's a place full of life. This place is exceptional and really stands out because of all the night lights and the number of people crowding the streets, especially during the holidays. Believe me, since we lived here, it's impossible to visit Yangshuo during holiday periods. Don't do it. Don't make that mistake. Especially during Chinese New Year, National Day, and any long weekend, it's impossible to walk around here.
In fact, the foreigners who live here in Yangshuo permanently, when there's a holiday or a festive period, they leave Yangshuo.
I'd like to see this place during the day too, because you can see the silhouettes of the mountains. I think from several spots there must be a really good view.
Here in Shiji, you'll find American fast food restaurants, let's say, with the best view in the world. Right next to us is the Starbucks, which looks like a pagoda. And just imagine the view it must have of the mountains right in front of it.
Look at the little girl, how cute she is. Here you'll see many little girls wearing traditional clothes. Hello, hello, you look so pretty.
That's the traditional clothing of Guangxi province.
And wow, there's such an amazing atmosphere on this street. It's Chinese music and all that, but there's always something going on, something's always happening, and further down there are some really wild nightclubs. Something that's really missing in other parts of China is that they don't have live music. But in the case of Yangshuo, there is. This bridge has always been an icon of Yangshuo. It's beautiful to go under it. The lamps look stunning and really stand out. Usually this is where the girls come to take pictures. No matter where you look, there's always something beautiful. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed today's video. We're going to party for a while, sending you a big hug, and we'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.